Hello everyone, welcome to Law Simple and Pure. I'm your host Dr. Vaishali, and in today's lecture we are going to learn sources of law. As I told you earlier, while writing your answer in answer sheet, always in a first paragraph, just provide the points which you are going to cover in your answer. So what are the points which are expected from you? Number one, introduction. So in introduction, we will cover what is law. Number two, definition of law. So definition of law from different jurists, okay, and Indian definition of law. Number three, different approaches towards looking at law, because that's why there are different sources. Then different theories regarding to sources of law. Next point is different sources of law. We are going to cover legislation, custom, religion, judicial decisions, which are also called as precedents, international obligations or international law, and then juristic writings and principles of justice, equity and good conscience. And then we will conclude our answer. If you follow this pattern, you will score more. Introduction. What is law? If you go to a religious country and you ask them what is law, according to them, religion is the law. If you go to a common law country and ask the people what is law, according to them, judgment decision is the law. If you go to civil law country and ask them what is law, according to them, legislative law is the law. If you go to a country, for example, Afghanistan before some years when Taliban used to rule them, what is law? Law is a command of ruler, right? So there are different definitions of law. And why there are different definitions? Because there are different sources of law. Definitions of law. According to Austin, law is a command of sovereign. According to Savigny, law is a matter of organic growth. So rules of law are nothing but organic growth or growth of society. According to Duguid, law is nothing but a social fact. According to Roscoe Pound, law is a tool of social engineering. After discussing various definitions given by various philosophers, let us see what is the definition of law in India. Article 13 of the Indian Constitution defines law. According to Article 13, law means any order, ordinance, bylaw, rule, notification, custom or ordinance having a force of law within the territory of India. It means whatever is provided as law by your country is law. Now, do you know why there are so many definitions of law? Because there are so many approaches. Approach means the way you look at things. So for some people, legislation is law. For some people, custom is law, right? For some people, a law given by panchayat, Jat Panchayat is a law. For some people, religion is law. For some people, decisions given by judges is a law. So there are different approaches. I will give you an example given by Morris. Horse, okay? The animal horse. So we know it as a horse. But if a zoologist goes and sees that horse, according to him, it is a gene mammalian quadruped, right? If a traveler goes there, he sees an object of travel on which he can sit and go from one country to another country. For some countries, it is an object of food. In some countries, people eat horses, okay? So their approach is different. If you go to a doctor, veterinary doctor, for him, horse is a patient, right? And for common man, it is a game of rich people. For a soldier, it is a ride in war. So see, same horse is there, but approaches towards looking at that horse are different. And similarly, why there are different approaches? Because according to them, there are different sources of law. See, there are multiple sources and there are according to people, and that's why there are multiple approaches. So never forget to discuss these points. Introduction, definition of law, definitions from various philosophers, and our definition like Indian definition, because we are going to discuss that definition while considering sources of law, because that definition itself provides so many sources of law. Then different approaches, and then different theories about law. So what are the theories regarding different sources of law? According to natural law theory, okay, in natural law theory, there are so many philosophers. So let us see sources of law from different perspectives of different theories. So according to natural law theory, Aristotle, Socrates and Plato, first phase of natural law. According to them, law is something, okay, or source of law is reason. Reason means power to think. This reason is given to human being by nature, right? And by using that reason, he decides between good and bad. So according to Aristotle, Socrates and Plato, nature is a source of law. Again, in natural law theory, St. Thomas Aquinas and St. Augustine, according to them, religion is a source of law, because God gives power to human being. By using that power or reason, he decides between good and bad. So religion is a source of law. Again, third point in natural law theory, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, according to them, social contract is a source of law. Why law is made? Because a contract happened between society, between people. So according to social contract theory, social contract is a source of law. And then Fuller and Finnis, next phase in natural law theory, according to them, changing nature or changes in society is a source of law. So these are the sources of law according to natural law theory. Second theory, positivism. According to positivism, positively made law is a source of law. According to Austin, command of ruler is a source of law. According to Kelsen, pure law or basic law of your country is a source of law. But according to positivism, positively made law by a human being for a human being is a source of law. So legislation is a positively made law, right? Command of a ruler is a positively made law. So according to positivism, command of a ruler or legislation or a law which is positively made for a human being is a source of law. Theory number 3, historical school. Savigny is there, Pushta is there, Edmund Burke is there, right? According to them, custom is a source of law. Law is found in historical growth, right? People develop, law also develop with them and takes a form of custom. People follow the customs because they like those customs and then it becomes law. So according to historical school, custom or historical transactions is a source of law. According to next school, sociological jurisprudence, interactions happening in society or frictions happening in society is a source of law. Why law is made? Because society needs it. So according to sociological school, society or social interactions is a source of law. See, sources of law are so easy. Then next theory, realism. According to realistic theory, judge-made law, what happens in judiciary or courts is a real source of law. So these are the different theories regarding to sources of law. After discussing these 4 main points, we will cover actual sources of law which are considered as sources in our country. Number 1 is legislation. Legislation means law made by legislature. What is legislature in India? It's a part of central government, of course. So what is legislature? Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha along with President of India. Okay. So this is called as legislature, and law made by legislature is a law or is a major source of law. So IPC is a source of criminal law, right? POSCO is a source of criminal law. So all the criminal laws relating to crimes, they are the sources of criminal law. Property law is a source of law relating to property. So legislation is a major source of law. Legislation means statute or act of parliament. Examples, Indian Contract Act, Indian Penal Code, okay, law relating to evidence, intellectual property law. All these laws are examples of legislation. So legislation is a major source of law. Second source of law is custom. Whether this source of law is there in India? Yes. Article 13, as we discussed, definition of law in India, it covers custom as a source of law. Law means and includes any rule, regulation, order, ordinance, bylaw, custom, notification having a source of law in the territory of India. So custom is a source of law. Example, custom of Saptapadi. Okay, Saptapadi is done during marriage. It is considered as a part of valid marriage. So do we have this law in India? Yes. Custom is a source of law in India. Entire personal law is nothing but a customary law. Number 3, religion. Religion is a source of law. Okay, in religious countries it is a major source of law, but in India also religion is a source of law, because entire personal law is a customary law, and those customs, most of the customs, they have their origin in religion. We still have Muslim personal law, we have Hindu law, we have Christian law. This is nothing but religious law, and that's why religion is a major source of law, again which is respected by your country, but yes, it is a source of law. After that, judiciary or judicial precedent is a source of law. How judiciary is a source of law? Law made by Supreme Court is binding on High Court. Law made by High Court is binding on all the other lower courts, right? This is called as doctrine of precedent. Lower judiciary is bound by the decisions of higher judiciary, right? So decisions of Supreme Court are binding on High Court. Decisions of High Court are binding on lower courts, okay? If decision is given by five judges bench, it is binding on 3 judges bench, right? If they want to go against the decision, they have to constitute a more judges bench, right? So this is called as doctrine of precedents. It is there in the Constitution of India, and precedent is a major source of law. There are so many case laws. Maneka Gandhi's case is there, MC Mehta versus Union of India, Vishakha's case is there. Okay, then international obligations. India is a member of United Nations. So if a treaty is signed by India, those rules are binding on India. Some treaty needs internalization. It means they must be codified by your law. But yes, international obligations or international law is a major source of law. Example is Vishakha's case. After that, juristic writings. Juristic writings means jurists or academicians, right? Salmond, he still followed. Major jurists of a country, okay? For example, Cardozo is there, Bentham is there. Their writing is still followed, okay? So sometimes if there is no law on a particular point, these juristic writings can be referred as a source of law by judiciary. And then principles of justice, equity and good conscience. For example, principle of audi alterum partem in administrative law, doctrine of bias, all these rules, they come from the principles of justice, equity and good conscience. These principles are also sources of law. So see, there are so many sources of law, and then what you are going to do? Conclude. How to conclude? Make a very nice and big paragraph on conclusion, that what is law? Law is something which is considered as law in your country. It depends upon country to country. In religious legal systems, law is different. In common law countries, law is different. In civil law countries, law is different. Then definition of law. Cover all the definitions, like 3-4 definitions are enough, and then Indian definition, because in Indian definition, all the sources are covered. Then different approaches, right? So for some it is customs, for some people it is legislation, for some people it is religion. So all the approaches and why there are different approaches, and that's why there are different definition, different theories, natural law theories and law, positivism and sources of law, then realism and sources of law, sociological jurisprudence and sources of law, historical school and sources of law. So provide all the theories relating to sources of law, and then actual sources one by one. Legislation, you can provide a case law. There are so many case laws. Take any case law from IPC or contract and provide. Custom, okay, law relating to marriage and all, you can provide case laws also. Religion, yes, there are so many cases in the Constitution of India under Article 25. You can provide those cases. After that, precedent. Again, there are so many cases, like Maneka's case is there, Vishakha's case is there. In case of international obligation, again you can refer Vishakha's case, and then there are again so many cases. Juristic writing and justice, equity, good conscience. Again, in natural law theory, or there are so many cases relating to justice, equity and good conscience. And then conclude. You will get full marks on this point. So cover sources of law. That's it for the day. Stay tuned till my next lecture. Goodbye and good luck.